Hi everybody, Rick here. Welcome to Digital Fortress. I'm going to give you a quick update on the Daedalus wallet and how to do the, you can get a $50 possibility of winning a prize by doing a survey in the Daedalus wallet. And I got just a few other bit of updates on news. So I'm going to show you how to get to the survey because I've seen a few questions in the past, how to get to the news feed. So I'm going to share my screen and then I'll show you how that works. Then I'll take a few questions here at the end after I put out some news. Let me hop over here to Daedalus. Okay. All right. So here I have a Daedalus wallet open. Let me make sure I can share that out. Yep. Looks like it's going out. All right. And in the top right corner, there's a bell. Now there will be a red dot. My red dot isn't showing because I already clicked on it and selected the link. So you hit this bell right here and this top newsfeed item will be highlighted. Take part in the Daedalus survey. Then click the link to take the survey for a chance to win the $50 prize. This opens you up to an IOHK website, input-output type form, and so on, so that you can fill out this survey. I haven't done my survey yet because I'm going to be very thorough whenever I do it because I've got a lot of good feedback. Daedalus is a great wallet, and I want to make sure I give them the best feedback I can. But that's how you get to it. You click that link right up here in the news feed and launch the web browser, and from there you go. All right, so let me take down that screen share. Wanted to show you guys how to get to that, and it looks quick and easy and simple, but hit that bell in the top right corner of Daedalus and launch the survey from there so that you can fill it out and enter for a chance to win $50 worth of ADA. I think at some point in the survey, it will probably ask you to leave a wallet address. All right, so a few other bits of news that I was just going to put out. One is I brought up a relay in Mexico, Mexico City, Mexico, on the IBM data center down there. So I've got a Digital Fortress relay running there. If you are a stake pool operator and you want to point to the relays, if you manually map your topology, it's relays.digitalfortress.online. If you're using Topology Updater, it will pick it for you if it's close enough hops. Okay, so depending on your updater. It may be a little while before we see the peer discovery protocol released on mainnet. So in the meantime, if you're using manual mappings, then relays.digitalfortress.online will get you there. All right, and one other last thing I wanted to hit in the news, and I'll get to some of the questions here in chat, is scam awareness. Be aware of scams. I'm going to have an expert come on next week, someone who's very familiar with scams, come on Digital Fortress, and we'll go into more detail. But there is an ADA Lite scam where the link is missing an I, or whatever the case may be. The web link is not correct, and if you put your private key in there, it will take your ADA. All right, so avoid that. As a matter of fact, I don't recommend using the ADA Lite wallet or Medusa or any of those web-based wallets where you enter your passphrase directly into the web browser itself, because it's too easily scammed and there's no accountability. Like if someone clicks on the wrong link and they go to the wrong website, they lose their ADA. Oh well, it's gone, right? Websites are too easy to spoof. I do still recommend Yoroi as a reliable wallet because there are a couple layers of protection in place. For one thing, it is a plugin. So even though you're putting your passphrase inside Yoroi, you're putting it inside the context of a plugin, and that plugin has to go through certain QA checks before it's uploaded to either the Firefox extension store, the Chrome Web Store, or the Apple App Store. Whereas Apple is one of the more thorough, and Firefox is also pretty thorough, but they got to go through some checks, right, before it goes in there. And Emergo is a pretty reliable source, so you can kind of keep yourself familiar with Emergo, what webs look correct, what web links look correct. Verify you have the lock in your browser before you download that extension. Take all the necessary security precautions, which aren't necessarily common sense. They're things that you have to practice. They have to become a habit. So use those precautions to make sure you avoid scams. Again, I think you're always good because it's an extension and there are layers of accountability between Emergo and the store that you download from. I wouldn't use any store besides the Apple App Store or the Chrome Store personally. That's just me. That's my own personal choice. And I did not do any ADA Lite videos. If you notice, when staking came out on ADA Lite, I did not do any videos, even though I was encouraged to do them. I said, no, thank you. I would not use it myself. Therefore, I will not do videos on it. That's just how it is. That's how I am. I would not do the video because I would not use the product myself. Therefore, I would not recommend any of my delegators use it, and I will not make videos on it. So I just want to make sure you're aware of that. Watch out for scams. It was a pretty elaborate scam because apparently the scammers both spoofed a Cardano Foundation website. They also spoofed another third website, and finally they spoofed the Ada Lite website so that the average user, if they weren't looking really closely at the letter trickery, there's some trickery in the letters in the link. If they weren't watching for that kind of trickery, then they would end up at a bogus website. So that's why I suggest don't put your private keys into a web browser like that. Make sure you're using something like Yoroi if you're familiar with it and you trust it. That's on you, though. Every person has to make their own decisions, and everybody has to establish their own level of trust. So that's just my suggestions. And some folks in chat said, like Flowers Rule says, Yoroi plus Ledger, best option at a time. I agree. Yoroi plus Ledger and Yoroi plus Ledger Nano X with Bluetooth is really cool. I've used that for smaller amounts, and for larger amounts I would use, if you use a web browser, Yoroi plus Ledger or Trezor. I actually happen to be a Trezor fan for the web browser plugin, and a Ledger Nano X for use with a mobile device. So I'm kind of a split fan on that. I don't pick any one product over the other. I just like the Trezor interface, and I like the Ledger Bluetooth convenience, so they both have their pros and cons. Okay. All right. So yeah, those were the main points of news that I had there. Let me see any other updates. Yes, scam awareness and prevention. The main thing is the Daedalus survey, $50 ADA prize, comes from within the Daedalus Newsfeed. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. You have the opportunity to win a $50 prize, and I'm really glad they're doing that. All right, any questions in chat? I wanted to keep this brief, but hello, everyone. Glad to see you there. James, Darren, everyone there. James asked, do you think instead of creating a bunch of stake pools, stake pool operators should be encouraging their bigger delegators to stake pools to do well to decentralize the network? Well, it depends. Depends on the stake pool operator, the level of competence, and what kind of a network they can build. Okay, so I would personally never recommend a stake pool I don't know. I would not recommend a pool operator I do not know, because I don't know what they're running. I don't know what their capabilities are. I don't know what their sustainability is. It's better that you shouldn't spoon feed a small pool just because it's a small pool. The small pool needs to learn to become self-sufficient. Self-sufficient and self-reliance is more important than handing it over, right? I'm not going to hand over my delegators to a small pool just because they're small, right? So that's the answer to that question. Remember, don't be a dick, right? But I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Yeah, decentralization is important. We'll get there. It'll work. I trust the protocol. The decentralization will take place. It doesn't matter what I do. I help pools by showing them how to do something well, or giving them opportunities to promote themselves rather than me promoting them, because that's counterproductive. It's better if people learn to promote themselves, come up with their own ideas, learn how to promote their own pools. That is more important than just handing it over to somebody else. It doesn't teach them to be resilient and robust. All right, so let's see what else. Rui Gomez says, waiting for my Ledger X with offline stake feature to be implemented. Oh, that'd be neat. I like Ledger X. I've got the Ledger S, the X, and the Trezor. Let me see. Any other questions here? Yeah, sorry late. Is it the $50 giveaway scam? Well, in this instance, it is not. It is from inside Daedalus. And I did question that at first. I'm like, you're doing a $50 giveaway from inside Daedalus? But it does encourage people to do a survey. It encouraged me enough to say, well, I should at least tell people on YouTube and let you guys know that there is a $50 giveaway going on inside Daedalus. I did see informal communications from IOG that was it was informal. It wasn't official communications, but they are in fact doing the $50 giveaway. I saw that in Telegram. Let's see. And Pixel says, why the hell would IOHK do that when everyone is confused about scams? Is that a good move? Good question. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. James says, not asking to give away your delegators, way if you encourage your delegators to create pools, maybe even with your assistance and guidance. James, I've been doing that for well over a year now. How long do I do it for? 5 years, 10 years? I know what you're saying, James. I get what you're saying. But I just get a lot of flack from, not anymore, it's kind of abated a little bit, but a bunch of people showed up July, August, September, and they start gnawing at me about small pools. I'm like, dude, I've been doing this for over a year. Does it go on for 5 years, 10 years? You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's my role, is to continue doing that. They'll figure it out. They'll either figure it out and they'll create marketing and they'll draw in new delegators. There's still 10 billion ADA out there not staked. Go find it. I'm trying to figure out where that ADA is. It's out there somewhere. We want to get it staked. Polkadot got us beat. Polkadot has 3 billion DOT staked. I think the reason Polkadot was able to achieve that is because it was fresh, right? You know, Cardano staking, we've been waiting for 2 years. And a lot of those people, you know, they put their wallets away and they're like, yeah, okay, whatever, I'll get back to it later. And I think that's where that ADA is sitting. Some of it, somewhere in the top 10 wallets, I found one with like 100 million ADA in ADA, 100 million ADA on a DDZ wallet. That means it's still on an old Byron address. So that ADA hasn't moved yet. It's out there somewhere. All right, let's see what else. Salad is here. Hey, good to see you as well. All right. Okay, ensalada, salad steak pool. There you go, buddy. All right. So let's see, any other questions? Okay, that looks good. I wanted to keep it brief. Thanks for visiting Digital Fortress here. If you'd like to keep my YouTube channel ad-free, feel free to delegate to DIGI3, DIGI1 and 2. The originals are currently saturated and K is going to 500. What does that mean to you? It means saturation is dropping to 64 million, and there's still over 100 pools that are saturated, including in Digi and Digi2. So you can shift on over to Digi3, still has plenty of room left in it. And there are also lots of other great pool operators out there. You can check my Twitter feed if you want to see. I have a lot of shout outs on pools for where I know the pool operator and they run a good operation. So you can find good pools to delegate to. And also Digi3 is not saturated. All right, so that's all I got for you today. Y'all have a great day, and thanks for watching Digital Fortress, and have a great rest of the week. Happy staking. Take care. Bye-bye.